This is the kneeling hip warm up. And before we get started, if you have any pain in the knee, a lot of times putting a rolled up towel or mat underneath the knee, and specifically the kneecap or the patella, kind of putting it below that in the tibia. So that way, when you put the knee down, it's kind of not pushing the kneecap back. It's actually kind of resting in that tibia, that front part of the shin. The next thing is if you have a uh, box, a bench, ottoman, something like that close by, is just helpful to lean on it as we kind of work through the hip. So as we get started, we're just going to start moving forward, backward, kind of feeling how the hips feel. And then we're going to go right to our end range. So as I'm in my end range here, it's kind of noodling around, playing around. And this is where the box, ottoman, something like that can come very handy. So just leaning on this just takes off some of that pressure in through the hip as you kind of move around. So as I'm moving, I can kind of rotate, look over to my left, as I'm going through that end range, just nice little tiny movements. I can look over the right as I'm moving here. And just when I find a tighter or tenser spot, as when I'm going through the range of motion here, I'm going to pause. I'm going to squeeze the glutes. I'm going to squeeze the quads, the hamstrings, everything in the hip. Tighten it up for about 5 seconds. And then as I relax, I'm going to slowly relax and go a little deeper into the stretch. And if you really kind of feel like you're hanging on in that 5 seconds, so I'm going to contract everything in here again. I'm going to take a big inhale. And as I exhale, I'm just thinking about everything, kind of relaxing and letting go, and then go into that deeper end range. And at any point in time when you need a break, just kind of come out of the stretch. We can go up through, stretch the hamstring. As I stretch the hamstring, I can kind of squeeze the quad, glute, everything on the opposite side, let that relax, and then go back into the hip flexor stretch again. One of the ways to also change up the stretch is moving this back leg like a rudder. So I move that heel in midline a little bit more, going to get a little bit more of the groin. And if I move it out, it's going to get a little bit more of those external hip rotators. So playing in with these ranges of motion and movements, go back into this end range again. Good. Pause, squeeze for about 5 seconds. Exhale, let everything relax. And then kind of moving back range of motion, just retesting. This can be used as an assessment as well as opening up. And one of the other things you can add into this movement is, as I'm in this forward range of motion, like I said, you can kind of reach up overhead. As we're going, just get a little bit more elongation. And also we can work with the hip on the up knee. So as I'm in this position, I can come down to my hands to the ground, put my hands on the foot, and then actually push the knee out. So as I'm pushing that knee out, as I go through, moving everything around that hip as well, moving around circles. Same thing, find a tighter area, pause, contract, relax, and then move back around again. And the reason I'm putting my hand on my foot here, so I'm not rolling that foot completely to the outside. And then from there, we can kind of go back, stretch the hamstring, go back in the hip. So a lot of range of motion here, a lot of movements, playing in with just all the different patterns in through here, and spending about 3 to 5 minutes per side as we go through this. This is the kneeling hip warm up.